Alright, welcome back, Booty Warriors. Now, like I said, I was going to do a more in-depth review of the Justice League movie. If you didn't look at the quick review, that's fine. This is going to be full of spoilers. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, you just want to know if the movie's worth watching or not, I'll put the description for the quick review in the bottom there. So, first things first, good movie? Yes, I enjoyed it. Especially if you watch any of the other DC movies. Name one. After Wonder Woman, it's a close competitor for me, for Wonder Woman or Justice League. Major problems? You know this movie is going to have a director's cut. And that director's cut's going to be about 3 hours long, considering the amount of, just the movie difference you had from the director's cut from the movie cut for Batman vs. Superman. And you could tell the difference of all the plot stuff they cut out, and you're just like, holy crap, that makes so much more sense now. This movie's going to have a literal shit ton more of that. And that's the only major flaw with this movie. They're trying to make a DC Avengers movie while also making it the introduction for all these new characters. And no, I'm not going to let you say that the introduction of Aquaman and Flash and Cyborg and Wonder Woman were in Batman vs. Superman. That's not going to work. They didn't introduce shit. At best, it's a cameo or an Easter egg. So, let's get to the movie. Plot point first. Superman shows up. It's like a little, it's like a bunch of little kids doing like a blog thing. And they see Superman on the scene of a crime or an accident, and they go to talk to him. And they ask him, well, what's your favorite thing about Earth? And it does a cutaway. It's like, well, and it cuts away. So it's like, what does Superman like about Earth? It's probably going to be humanity or human's weakness, whatever. They never really answer. It never comes back. Again, something that I feel is going to be in the director's cut. So then the movie becomes basically following right after the end of, well, if you've been watching any of the other movies, you have Wonder Woman, you have Suicide Squad, and you have Batman vs. Superman. So you know several things are happening. Movie starts off with, well, a robbery scene, or I should say a burglary. A guy is breaking into a house, walking out with all the loot, and he just looks to his side, and you see Batman sitting there just watching him. He freaks out, pulls his gun. It's your traditional, it's a pretty well done Batman chases a thug scene. Chases him over the roof, ties him up, and does a little dangle off the edge there. Now you're trying to figure out why. Why is he going after this guy? And then you get revealed why. As the man screaming for help, asking, what do you want from me? Batman's only response is fear. In that instant, you see underneath him a parademon fly up. So I'm going to put it out there now. This movie is very, very heavily influenced, I would say, by the animated Justice League War. Because they have almost a lot of scenes that happen in that movie. Very similar to this. Batman dealing with the parademon. Batman knowing that an invasion's coming. Batman trying to form up a team. Even though in Doom it was more they all kind of showed up and everyone hopefully didn't die. That's beside the fact. All in this movie, all that really exists is Batman and Wonder Woman. They know each other. They know something's coming. But everyone's just kind of been dragging their heels. Until the parademons show up and now Batman's got a new thread to chase, which is the 3 boxes that keep showing up. And the 3 boxes show up throughout history. And now he's trying to figure out, well, how did I never notice this before? So the first person he goes after is Aquaman. And it's not the origin people are thinking, and he's just... Again, we're doing spoilers here, people, so I don't really care if you don't like what I'm telling you. He reveals that this is not the Arthur Curry story that everyone's expecting. He's not the king of Atlantis. He's just the dude with the aqua powers who kind of feels sorry for people and uses his powers to help people. So he goes to these abandoned villages up in the North Atlantic coast, and they're stuck with that icebergs. They're not going to get help. They'd all die. Well, for years he's been going there and helping people. He does that around the coast. He saves fishermen that are drowning and stuff. He's a dick about it though, but he's trying to help people. So Batman finds out about it, goes to confront him. Most of that scene that we see in the trailers occurs. And then when people move away, like when they had a little confrontation, he looks over his shoulder and he sees on the wall that they've painted a mural of the Aquaman coming out of the water. And then you see what looks like Atlantis. But the way it's presented is it's 2 cities, Aquaman and Atlantis, with 3 cubes. Batman asks questions, to which Arthur Curry just gets angrier and just decides to leave. They have a little conversation. He reveals he's Batman, which Weird that Batman's revealing he's Batman to a lot of people, but whatever. So it comes down to the fact that we also find out that Arthur Curry has had zero interest in helping Atlantis. They've tried to control him, and he's rejected them openly. He's like, yeah, I'm not here to help anybody. I want to be left alone. I'm here to help them. And oh, is that why you're helping them? So you can leave them alone? It's basically he's the reluctant hero archetype for this story. Then we also find out about the Flash. He comes in. It's the Flash story. Except this one's apparently, that seems to be the thread in this movie, is that everyone who has the powers has done nothing with them and just kind of dicks around while they're clearly mentally deranged, damaged, or depressed. Because you have the Flash, who, ever since his father killed his mother, we know how that story goes, he's never had a job. He kind of just exists. And then when Batman finds him, he's kind of living in he's kind of like a squatter and takes over a little house and just makes into his little thing. And he just lives like off the grid kind of thing. And it makes no sense why he would do that. Because basically at the end of the movie, Batman puts him on the path that we know of the Flash, where he's trying to find justice for his father. He wants to be a scientist, all this stuff. You have Arthur Stone, who recently died, which is weird because the timeline would present like it was a lot longer, like months maybe, with Lex when he discovered the whole story of the cyborg man in his little specialized infographics. But apparently he's just been hiding out. And Star Labs has been, researching the Kryptonian ship ever since Lex Luthor fucked it all up. So again, there's a timetable issue in this movie because it makes no sense. Because from the time Batman fights the Parademon, talks to Wonder Woman, and decides he's going to go visit the Aquaman, he's grown a beard that you see in the trailer. A very, very large beard. So did he walk there? Did he take a horse there? And you know a bad thing's coming, right? Why are you taking your sweet time? It's just weird timetable. They never tell you how long things are happening. You would think with the invasion of what we now know would be the new gods, or I should say the gods of Apocalypse, Steppenwolf. Oh, spoilers, people. Steppenwolf is attacking. So which brings me to the next point. The introduction of the mother boxes in earnest is that the Amazons have one, and they're guarding it. And they have a little special dome they've created on Themyscira that's just, their job is just, they're filled with Amazons pointing arrows at the mother box. That's their entire job all day, every day, is keep watch on this thing. They know what this is, because apparently the Amazons are ageless, but not immortal. Yay, them. Which brings me to a controversial point, is if anybody was watching the media until recently when the movie came out, certain groups were literally throwing a bitch fit over the outfits of the Amazons. I will put it up. And they were flipping out over this. The trick is, if you watch the movie, the Amazons are in full armor. Everyone was complaining, saying the Amazons had full armor in Wonder Woman. Why would you strip them down? That's why we can't have movies done by men. They have full armor. They actually have better armor than Wonder Woman has. I mean, literally, like, it looks really good. The women that they show you in this little, promotional picture, it's literally just the 6 of them. And their job is to knock down the pillars so the doors can slam. Like, they're supposed to be the strong suiciders. That's their job, is they're just wearing a bikini and they slam the doors. That's their job. And everyone's losing their shit saying, oh, you stripped down the Amazons. So, free hint on that one, people. The Amazons are fully armored, they're fully dressed, and they're still badass. Trick is, it's Steppenwolf. If you know who that is, these aren't the comic book Amazons. They stand about as much chance as they did against the Germans with guns. Sucks to be you. The Parademons don't fuck around. It's actually kind of funny to watch, but sad, because Batman you'd think would have a better time fighting Parademons. Apparently not. He actually kind of gets his ass kicked by Parademons a lot. He can't really go toe-to-toe with them, which is a bit accurate. I mean, if you think about it, he's just a man in a suit, and these are superhuman, demonic, I don't know what you would call a Parademon. They're not human, they're something else. They're mutated creatures of darkness that can fly and are really hard to kill. So the entire plot is the fact that the mother boxes, there are 3 on the Earth. Steppenwolf invaded the Earth about 10,000 years ago, or 5,000. They're never really sure on it's the first age of men, in which it was basically like very reminiscent of Lord of the Rings fight with Sauron. You have the tribe of men, the tribe of the Amazons, the Atlanteans, and all the old gods. So at first I thought it was going to actually be Shazam. It turns out in the credits it's Zeus. Zeus is fighting Ares, Mercury, Athena. All the old gods are fighting. It's basically like the last big war to try and keep the new gods from showing up. They managed to hurt him enough. Oh, fun fact too. Cameo appearance from a Green Lantern. Because in the introduction, like, and we even have assistance from warriors beyond the stars. So a Green Lantern was taking part in this first Age of Men. Granted, Steppenwolf murders the shit out of him, and we actually get to see the ring fly off, and Steppenwolf's just like, whatever, it's a ring. Steppenwolf clearly doesn't give a shit. So, yeah, let's talk about Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf is not the stand-in for Darkseid in this movie. I know what they're trying to go for. They want to build up Darkseid, because if Darkseid shows up, you know shit hits the fan. That's how it's always been in the comic books. If Darkseid's here, there's a problem. Steppenwolf, I would argue, is much stronger than he should be, but it's presented in a way that makes sense, considering either everybody else is underpowered or Steppenwolf is just overpowered. Because, yeah, they finally have their confrontation. Cyborg shows up. He's been Mother Box mutated by the father, the doctor, who decided to try and save his son. Good job. Funny part is, it's kind of a fun take on Cyborg, is he's pissed off and depressed and resentful as hell at his father for doing something to him like this against his will. Even though it's kind of weird, it's like, you didn't get a chance to argue, you technically are dead. But he's got alien technology, so it's a bit more like the animated version of Cyborg in the new DC movies, where Cyborg's brain is kind of partially computer. So he never talks to something else. He just doesn't have full control over his own body anymore. It's like partially AI. He's Cyborg. And the thing is, he's complaining is he doesn't know if he is the threat now. That's actually a good question. He's like, okay, we saw the Atlanteans. Now we have these bugs attacking the planet. And you're worried about the invasion? How do you know I'm not the next invasion, Dad? Good question. He's like, well, what do you mean? You're my son. No, every time I wake up, I have a new voice in my head. And it shows me I can do something new that I couldn't do the day before. He's like, what are you talking about? You're my son. And he just puts his hands down and he just starts Iron Man flying. It's like, yeah, couldn't do that last night, Dad. So it's a fun little concept, like Cyborg's mutating as he's still alive, which again messes with the timeline, because how long has he been Cyborg? Weird, right? So the moments come, they do their little heroes moments. Cyborg finally gets tracked down by Wonder Woman. They have a conversation about responsibility and honor and shutting yourself off from the world, because, you know, Wonder Woman, 100 years ever since Trevor died. But that's when things get interesting, because remember how I said Cyborg isn't actually Cyborg's powerful in this movie, but he's very weak. It's a strange thing to watch. Then you have Aquaman, who's not the Aquaman. He's just Arthur Curry, who's rejected everything. Because again, if the Amazonians took a mother box, the Atlanteans took a mother box, and the humans took a mother box, well, Steppenwolf wants the mother boxes back. And they kind of explain it in a flashback, but they don't explain it properly. They explain it as the mother boxes are something Steppenwolf wants to do to destroy the planet to make it look like his homeworld, which they never say. It's Apocalypse. But why would he do that? Because when you do that, it's an honor to Darkseid. And it's also DC rules. Darkseid hates the Earth because it's a focal point for the multiverse. Every time he does that, that's his signifier that he's ruled the multiverse now. So he gets to move on and look for the anti-life equation. Then I doubt they're ever going to get to that level. But then we have Arthur Curry, kind of in a drunken stupor, because he just got done saving a sinking ship, a lone sailor in the middle of a storm. He's like, this is weird. And the guy's just screaming, going, men from space, they attacked my ship, I'm going to die. And he's like, what the hell is he talking about? And then he looks away, and the guy's just covered in green goo. His hands are covered in green goo, and then he flashes back to the ship, and the ship's got like a green circle, because apparently a parademon was flying and got screwed up because the guy was fearful, because parademons feed on fear now. Whatever. And killed itself on the ship, which caused the ship to sink. So that makes him go, well, that's fucking, oh no. He takes off, goes underwater, moments after Steppenwolf attacks Atlantis. Why? Because the Atlanteans have a mother box, and Steppenwolf destroys the shit out of them. Mira is introduced. Everyone wants to smile and laugh because Mira's in the movie. Unfortunately, everybody, like I said, he's not Aquaman. They literally just meet this first time. This is the introduction of Aquaman and Mera. And he's concerned that she just got her ass whooped by, because even Aquaman can't one-on-one. that should tell you how strong Steppenwolf is. Steppenwolf is at the bottom of the ocean in Atlantis, fighting Aquaman hand to hand in water, and beating the living shit out of Aquaman in his natural element. That should tell you how powerful Steppenwolf is now. So they introduce him. He has his little, I hate the Atlanteans, you abandoned me. She has her, you never knew your mother, I did. What she did to save you hurt her more than you'll ever know. That kind of moment. He's like, well, if you want me to help you, you need to help me. And that's the next time we see him, he's in the full actual Aquaman armor, has a trident. So hopefully we get a flashback if he has his own standalone movie, which I'm hearing they're doing. That'd be cool. That would be cool to see. Because I like this Aquaman. People are kind of losing their shit over Jason Momoa being Aquaman, but I like him. He's doing a good job so far. The Flash. Oh yeah, I'm breaking character on this one. I don't care. I don't want to be professional. Ezra Miller pisses me off in this movie. I will put it down on paper that I hate this Flash. Twofold. The actor annoys the hell out of me, especially IRL stuff. If you want to know about that, you go on my Facebook group, the Minuteman Media, and take a look at some of the shit he's pulled out there. Whew! I didn't know that you could say this stuff and get away with it, but whatever. And then, the acting and his powers. As the Flash, they have to force a reason why the Flash is there. The Flash becomes a MacGuffin, which is kind of sad because it's just a matter of convenience. It's not a matter of he needed to be here. It's just, well, we have no other plan. Well, I could do it. Oh, okay, yeah, you can do it too, I guess, whatever. So because the Flash doesn't do shit in this movie. He doesn't fight. He's literally afraid of everything. And he apparently doesn't know how to run as the Flash. Because the number one thing you'll see take the Flash out in this movie is the Flash. He will either trip over his own feet, trip over something that he should have seen, or just do something stupid like, if you're the Flash and you know you can run fast enough to run up a building, why would you not know that if you stop running, you'll fall? That's the second thing. Like, he gets saved like 3 or 4 times by everybody else catching him because he's running and just loses his footing or falls off of something or gets hit by somebody. He's like, oh no. It's just obnoxious. And whenever there's a new fight sequence or something that's going to occur, the Flash will either do something childish, like a literal 5-year-old just seeing people for the first time, or say something stupid and it's supposed to be funny because it's a juxtaposition to how bad the situation is. Like, Wonder Woman and Batman are having a face-off about a plot point coming up. And he just looks like, if she killed you, we'd all side with her, right? I'm like, no, shut up. That's not a funny moment. Like, you literally have him making a dick comment to break her, to get her out of her shit. And there's fucking Cyborg being like, oh, no, Batman's on the right here. And here's Aquaman like, I don't know, I'm Aquaman. I have a cool suit of armor. And then there's your dumbass. Why are you talking out your ass again, Flash? Oh my god, there's so much stuff with this movie and him. I hate him. He serves no purpose. So, halfway through the movie, they have their confrontation with Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf beats the living crap out of them and leaves them for dead. They decide they have now the mother box, the human's mother box that was used to create Cyborg. They explain a few things. Cyborg explains what he thinks he understands about it because no one really knows this. It's beyond Earth science. But the thing that comes up is they come up with a MacGuffin plan. The plan that Batman wanted to do but never had a way to perform. He wants to resurrect Superman. Why? Because he decided that we need the biggest guns we possibly have. And who's the biggest gun possible? Superman. But he's dead. But what if this can bring him back? And they're all like, that's really fucking dumb. Cyborg. Oh no, I was doing the math in my head while you guys were talking. It could work. So that's when everyone's having this moment of, do we do this or do we not do this? One good moment with the Flash is he asks a question like, if we're going to do this, do we know if this is going to be yay, happy moments all around kind of happiness, or is this going to be Pet Cemetery? Oh, he's back. Can we control that? To which Batman's response is, if that happens, I have a contingency plan. I have the real big guns. That's a question. I don't know how to respond to that one. Alfred is officially in this movie Swarmy McSwarmington. He has so much sass that he might as well be called Ass Sass Fred. I got nothing. I failed on that one. I'm not taking that out of the video. We're doing one cut on this. I'm owning that failure. But no, Jeremy Irons is doing a good job as Alfred. Alfred's just making smart-ass comments the entire time because he is out of his element now. They even have a conversation when Batman and him are having a little one-on-one talking about making this team. Alfred's exact words were, "I don't recognize this world anymore." Batman's response, "It doesn't matter if I recognize it. I just have to keep it safe." That's something Batman would say. But no. So basically what they do is they kind of recreate the creation of the DC movie Doomsday. They dig up the body of Superman, which is weird because they kind of made it feel like Superman wasn't actually dead then at the end of Batman vs Superman, like the whole floating rock thing. But apparently no, he's been dead. He's just been sitting in the ground rotting. That's the thing that happened. So they grab his body to dig him out. More awkward talking from Flash. And then they go to the Kryptonian ship that's still in the middle of the fucking city. And they push him into the ooze, the birthing fluid. And their plan is to drop the mother box on top of the corpse inside the fluid. But they need enough electricity. So what do? Flash runs and has to touch it the exact second it touches the water. Yay, whatever. Yeah, it works. Superman comes to life, just busts straight out, just boom, in the sky, freaking out. Flies right over to his old memorial and is like, what the hell just happened? Turns around and you have the four supers. So you have Batman. No, sorry, not Batman. Not yet. You have Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, all looking at him. He's looking at them. They're looking at him. She's trying to talk to him. He's not listening. And he's clearly coming closer. They're all like, this is not good. He's not responding. Does he know who he is? At which, at a certain point of him getting closer, Cyborg's body takes over. He's like, I can't control this. What's happening? It's my defense. It's my automated defenses. He's setting everything off. So Cyborg goes to take a shot at him. Shit hits the fan at that point. They're like, oh no. So yeah, super funny moment is you have Wonder Woman trying to fight him, Cyborg trying to fight him, Aquaman trying to fight him, all at the same time. Flash tries to flank around him. So Flash is like, okay, Flash speed, I can see everything. And in the middle of it, you just see Superman just turn and look at him like, motherfucker, Flash's face. Oh no. So yes, in that moment, I would like to put up a Morgan Freeman. And in that moment, he knew he fucked up. It was one of those. It was, that was an experience. But yeah. Like I said, we're doing one cut on this. I don't care today. What happens is after that, he destroys him. Wonder Woman, officially in this movie, it's laid to rest as far as I'm concerned. Wonder Woman and Superman in the DCMU are not equal. Superman destroys her. Stops her from using her little wrist blaster attack she has. They try having a headbutt competition to where she's like, oh, we're doing this, huh? Bam! Knocks her straight the fuck out. And then he just sees Batman. You. I know you. Oh, shit. Because, yeah, apparently the last memories he has is Batman trying to kill him. Surprise, surprise. That'd have a bad taste in your mouth. So what happens from there is he literally is very pissed. It's hard to tell if he's actually evil now or just mad. Because first things he goes are, you won't let me live. You won't let me die. The world needs me. Because Batman's trying to mutter to him while he's holding him up by his jaw. It's like, the world needs me. But does the world need you? Do you bleed? To which the big guns finally happen. He brings out Lois Lane. Batman gets dropped. It's just like done for a while. Lois Lane calms him down. They talk and they fly away. He's clearly coming back to who his senses are. And he's like, I was dead. I didn't like it. Lois talks about how she was broken after his death. He's like, well, then we need to fix that. And then he's like, well, I'm going to have to go, aren't I? Yeah, Bruce kind of was a little tense. Something about the end of the world situation. Yeah, he's like that. Funny little moments. Like, I actually genuinely enjoy Henry Cavill. I'm not fixing this. Henry Cavill in this movie is having fun being Superman. And I respect that. I like his portrayal of Superman now. It's fun. He's not so grimdark. And if I'm not mistaken, the suit actually looks a lot brighter. It looks like a blue, not this dark navy blue iridescent color. So you don't really see him for a while. The team has their moment of doubt. They finally come together after they kind of decide, well, it doesn't matter if Superman's going to help us or not. The world is going to end one way or the other. I'm skipping steps because it's not that important, guys. It's a DC. It's a superhero movie, people. If you're watching this for deep, meaningful plot, I can't help you. I mean, if this was a Batman standalone movie, I'd understand your need for a deep plot. This is just it's the Avengers DC, and people will make that comparison. It's not that far off, but not quite there either, considering it's Loki bringing in aliens, just being a smartass. In this one, it's fucking Steppenwolf, and he is fucking shit up left and right. So they finally have their little plan. They break off. Superman shows up finally. He makes little wisecracks. He's actually insanely powerful. I'm talking just knocking Steppenwolf around. Like, it took all the superheroes teaming up to even hurt Steppenwolf. Superman's being Superman in this movie. This is kind of the reason why in DC movies they keep him till last, because he is just decimating the poor shit out of this guy. And then in the middle of the fight, he takes off with the Flash because people need help, because the Doomsday device that they're using for the 3 mother boxes creates basically the Apocalypse device to, it's like a hell seed. Just scorches the earth and destroys it to the new apocalypse. So what happens is, it's basically just another middle finger to why the Flash is even here. The Flash saves one family in a truck by pushing the truck at super speed. He's like, I did good. Yep. And then you just look up and you'll see Superman carrying a literal apartment complex over his head, full of people, and just flying past. You see Flash like, huh. Like, yeah, you're kind of fucking useless, aren't you? Because Flash is going full speed trying to catch up to these people. Here's the Superman just coming right next to him. Poof. Hey, Slowpoke. Poof. I'm like, yeah, Superman is not to be fucked with in the DCMU. He is just on a whole nother level, and that's kind of fun to watch. But the movie ends. Steppenwolf gets driven off, not killed, which is questionable if he could be killed, if they'll follow up how the new gods work or not. But they all kind of break off. The people know about them now. They know Superman's back. There's a whole thing going on with the movie, like for the first half, about the death of Superman, creating the reason why Steppenwolf could invade. Because the death of Superman created the loss of hope. Like, humans had no reason to have hope anymore if he's gone. But no, the movie's a good movie. I think the biggest flaw it has is the fact that I think we're used to the formula of individual hero introduction movies followed by the team-up movie. And I think the fact they did Batman vs. Superman the way they did soured it for so many people that even with the good performance of Wonder Woman, it didn't really help. It didn't make anybody feel like, yeah, this was worth watching. It's a shame, because as a DC movie, it's a good movie. It's a solid movie. Has some flaws, and I seriously predict a metric shit ton of editor cuts. Like, I want to see this director's cut movie. I predict it's going to be longer than the Titanic. Just because if anyone's ever watched any of the trailers for this movie, 70 to 80% of that trailer, like all that footage they show you, not in the movie. None of it. There's like 3 scenes from the trailer that actually happened in the movie. Aquaman showing up going, I dig it. Part of the scene where he's actually in the Batcrawler in the sewer tower. And that's about it. Everything else is not in that scene. All the Flash's scenes in the trailer aren't there. Or they're not shown the way they're shown. Nothing with like all the Cyborg scenes, like him talking to the cops and him flying in the space and having the mask over his face. None of that stuff happened. Like, so many scenes never occurred. It's very, very strange to witness. But okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not that sorry. But you know what? I'm gonna give it a grade. I'm gonna give it a solid B+. It's not bad. I liked it. Other than that, I'd say watch it. If you don't want to watch it or pay for it, wait for the director's cut. I think that'll provide you a better movie, kind of like how Batman vs. Superman director's cut did. Because whoever's in charge of cutting this, Zack Snyder became Josh Whedon. There's a lot of cuts in this movie, and it shows. But yeah, we're gonna sum this up there. Hope you guys like this. Hopefully I didn't ramble on like a fucking moron and have no point. And see you booty warriors next time. Ciao. Yes, I want to stop.